Okay. I know I said I would post quickly and I wouldn't take another month to post. But every time I tried to write this video I didn't like how the story looked and sounded. I also lost motivation at least half of the time I was writing. But here it is. The Ennotana Omegaverse AU. Here's the person who requested this video and enjoy. 3 a.m. Tanaka woke up feeling hungry. But he wasn't hungry for just anything. He wanted something specific. And that thing was Enoshita's homemade strawberry shortcake. For some reason, he felt the need to taste the strawberry deliciousness. He started to fantasize himself eating the cake. After all the imaging, he couldn't just go back to sleep without having the food that he craved for. He slowly sat up. He looked over to his sleeping husband. Oh, how peaceful his husband looked. Not a care in the world. Soon that peacefulness will fade away. Tanaka started to shake his husband. Gently at first. When his husband refuses to wake up, he resulted in a harsher shaking. Tana. He yawned, looking at his husband. What happened? He said, looking around, still not fully awake. Tanaka started talking in a fast manner, completely forgetting that his husband wasn't fully awake. So I was thinking you could make it. I just woke up and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Plus I can't make it because it's a homemade recipe, so clearly, I can't. Make what? Tanaka tilted his head towards the side. Your homemade strawberry shortcake. Tana, it's 3 a.m. You woke me up at 3 a.m. to make a 3-hour-long cake that you most likely only going to eat one slice of. Enoshita made a point. Although Tanaka really wanted the cake, he most likely would only eat a slice or two before completely forgetting the cake existed. But Enno. I really need this cake. I can practically taste this cake already. Tana. This cake takes me 3 long hours to make. Plus we don't even have the ingredients we need. Tanaka stared at his husband, his bottom lip trembled. Enno. He whined. Enoshita tried to avoid his husband's pitiful look. But just one glance at Tanaka had him doing whatever his husband desired. Fine, but you have to come with me to the store. The Omega smiled. Let's go. He said as he rushed to put on a jacket and pants. The Alpha smiled at his Omega before following after him. Hopefully, the store would have everything they needed. The couple walked to their local 24-hour store, holding each other's hands while admiring the dark morning sky. I can't believe I'm going to cook a cake at 3 a.m. Tanaka hummed, showing that he was listening. Only for you. I love you too. He said as he kissed his husband's cheek. Enoshita smiled at the Omega before they noticed they arrived at their destination. The couple walked into the store. Enoshita unfolded the homemade recipe from his pocket. I'll say the ingredients and you'll grab them. Tanaka nodded and waited for the list to be read. We need vanilla extract, baking powder, strawberries, flour, milk and eggs. And Enoshita held the majority of the shopping bags while Tanaka held only one extremely light bag. Tanaka rambled on about how excited he was to eat the cake. All while Enoshita groaned, wanting to go back to sleep. I know I said I would make the cake now. But can't we wait until the sun comes up? Tanaka frowned. But we got all the ingredients, so why would we wait? We should just do it now. But Enoshita stopped mid-sentence when he noticed the sad look on Tanaka's face. Fine. You're right, we should just do it now. Tanaka smiled and grabbed the Alpha's hand. Let's hurry. He said as he ran while holding his husband's hand. Enoshita panted when they finally arrived home. Finally, we're home. He said as he tried to catch his breath. Tanaka on the other hand was fine. Mostly because being a personal trainer he was used to this type of workout. How, aren't you tired? Enno, I'm a personal trainer, I'm used to this workout. Tanaka walked into the house and walked straight to the kitchen while his husband followed behind. Enoshita walked into the kitchen and placed the groceries on the counter. Oh yeah. He said mindlessly as he took out the ingredients. Tanaka sat on the opposite counter and watched his husband. So you're just going to sit there and let your poor husband do all the work? Enno, you know I can't bake. Or cook. Or anything along those lines. But you could help mix the ingredients. Sure, if you don't mind eggshells or a messed up batter. I don't mind. He said as he took out the bowls and mixing spoons from the cabinet. Enoshita read over the recipe and hummed. Step 1, mix sugar into chopped strawberries and set into the fridge. Step 2, preheat oven to 400 degrees. Step 3, mix dry ingredients. Add heavy cream and mix. Place mixture into pan and bake until golden brown. Step 4, remove shortcake from pan and cut into even 6 pieces. Step 5, add strawberries onto one slice of cake. Add an even amount of whipped cream. Add more strawberries to the top of the whipped cream. After he finished scanning over the recipe, he began. While Tanaka mixed the strawberries and sugar, he preheated the oven and began to mix the dry ingredients. Hey Enno. Enoshita hummed, signaling that he was listening to Tanaka. How do you know how to bake? My mom taught me when I was younger. She loved to bake, so she taught me how to. He smiled fondly. We used to bake every weekend together and my dad was forced to eat anything we baked. Although he complained he loved to eat whatever I and my mother made. A soft laugh left his lips. Tanaka stared at his husband fondly. When we have kids, I would love to do that too. Baking every weekend, well, not me of course. I'll just eat whatever you make. Enoshita looked at his husband over his shoulder. You sure you won't get tired of eating all those sweets? Never. If you make it, I would never get tired. Enoshita smiled as a peaceful silence surrounded them. Time skip for when the cake is finished cooking. It looks amazing. I can't wait to eat it. Enoshita smiled. It does look pretty good. The couple stared at the cake through the glass window located on their oven. Enoshita grabbed his oven mitts to take the cake out. Tanaka backed away and let his husband take out the freshly cooked shortcake. Tanaka hummed as the air was filled with a sweet scent. Enoshita set the baking tray onto the counter and grabbed the whipped cream and strawberries from the fridge. Want to add the whipped cream while I add the strawberries? I thought you would never ask. He said as he grabbed the red can of store-bought whipped cream. After Enoshita cut the cake into even 6 slices, he placed an even amount of strawberries onto every slice. Tanaka on the other hand was spraying whipped cream into his mouth, completely forgetting his main job. Tana. You're going to waste all the whipped cream. He hastily took the can from the Omega. Tanaka looked at his husband with whipped cream on his bottom lip. There's still a whole bunch left over. That's not the point. He said. He pointed towards the opposite counter. You sit there while I finish up the shortcake. Huffing, Tanaka listened to his husband. He sat on the opposite counter like a kid put in time out. Enoshita turned away from his husband and started to add the whipped cream onto every slice. Not even sparing his pouting husband a glance. Tanaka continued to pout and stared at his husband's back. I don't see what the big deal is. I didn't eat all the whipped cream. You ate the majority of it. Therefore I do not trust you in the kitchen. Tanaka continued to huff and puff while Enoshita finished up the last slice. Enoshita turned towards his husband and handed him a delicately made slice. Tanaka beamed, completely forgetting why he was pouting in the first place. It looks so good, Enno. He said while holding the plate gently, kinda scared that any sudden move will mess up the beautiful slice. Enoshita smiled at the praise. I hope you enjoy. He announced softly as he pressed a kiss to his husband's cheek. The Enoshita household was filled with loud chatter at 6 a.m. that surely will result in a scolding by their landlord. But not that they both cared at the moment. It was just a normal day in the Enoshita household. You made it to the end of the video. I hope this video was good enough to make up for the long wait. Anyways, the next videos that most likely are coming out will be the 1K special and part 2 of the Bakuuka Omegaverse AU, maybe even a Bokukuro part 2 for the Omegaverse AU. Lastly, if you have any other video or ships you would want to see, just comment them and I'll do my best to get to them.